Alright, so I thought I'd do a little video of the shoot I'm currently doing with my new Thanos figure. And I decided to do a slightly different style of image rather than using like a off-camera flash or something like that. I decided I was going to just do two light setup. So I've got an orange light. It's a yellow light, but I've got this yellow folder, orange folder over top of it. And it's helping cast an orange glow on Thanos's front side. And then I've got a blue light, which is just a gel in front of another LED light that is casting a blue light onto his back. And because I'm also in a dark room, since it's late at night, I'm going to be using a 2-second exposure. Basically just a long exposure to try and get as much light as possible without making it too blown out. So I've got the camera down here at a lower angle, so it's looking up at Thanos. And you can see I've been working for a little while with the light, trying to get it so I wanted to just barely get put his helmet back on here. Wanted to get it where you could just barely see the orange line on the right side of his face as the camera is looking at him, so you'd get those cool shadows that he has in his chin and his facial scars, and then a little bit along the chest here as well. I could zoom out a little bit and show him more in frame, but I really like the framing that I've currently got, and it's exactly what I was going for as far as him filling the frame and looking really imposing and looking a lot like either a movie still or like concept art for the film. So with those two lights, I did find that when I was doing things, I'm also using a vape pen for atmosphere, for smoke. It really helps with the light. So basically I will just get ready to hit the exposure. And then I'll throw a puff of smoke in there, click the long exposure, and you won't get to see the smoke trails as much as you'll just kind of see the light pouring through the atmosphere. But the first couple of pictures that I took, it just wasn't coming out as well as I had hoped. Like, you couldn't see as much definition in his face. So I decided to throw a third light in there, and what I'm using is just a handheld flashlight. And all I'm doing is I'm just holding it just high enough that you get a little bit. I wanted to get it so that just below his cheekbones is where the light would start. So as you can see it right there, it just helps throw in that little bit that you wouldn't be able to see normally. So yeah, I'm going to try a few different variations of this. Blowing the smoke, using the flashlight as a third light on his face, trying to make sure it doesn't show up too much of his armor, because I don't want to lose that really cool gold and blue on the front and the back. But yeah, that's what I'm doing. Just hanging out late at night, taking pictures of Thanos. And I'm sure I will have plenty of pictures to choose through. I'll put up a couple of examples of things that I was doing beforehand, but and I'll finish with my final shot. Yeah, just simple lights, simple setup. The camera is at f13, I believe, and a 2-second exposure. And ISO is at 100. I try and keep my ISO as low as possible, which is the reason why I'm having the longer exposure. And just these two lights with the handheld flashlight setup. So yeah, here are the other examples and then the final one.